This is the Sunday motivational video. Every Sunday, we bring you a different type of video which should improve your life. Today, we're looking at Welcome, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello. We continue our Sunday motivational series here with a video targeted to those who are planning to or have just started their first business. Our goal with these videos has always been to provide you with a bit more clarity on what you should expect on your journey to success. After asking you guys, what do you believe would have the greatest impact? Most of you suggested that you're planning on starting your first business or company, so a heads up or a game plan would be beneficial. Now, let's just get this out of the way early on. Starting a business is not for everyone. Some people possess a particular set of traits which just fit better with the entrepreneurial template than others. You can be happy and successful by working for someone else. It all depends on who you are as a person. If you believe you're destined to be an entrepreneur and looking to start a business, this video will help you to figure out both a game plan and double-check your existing beliefs. The problem we found when researching for this video is that most articles on this topic tend to shy away from the hard-to-swallow truths, and basically all of them regurgitate the same information. If we did it, we had to do it differently. We structured this video so that it's perfect for everyone who's in the beginning stages of their company, and if there's enough interest, we could do a part 2 adding a few more points. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram. Number 1. Talk is cheap. Nobody cares about what you're planning to do until you do it. We get hundreds of emails from people who say they plan on launching a company. Even among your friends, we're sure that at least a couple of them say they plan on starting a new project and even give you a glimpse into what that would look like. How many of them actually did anything about it? We can answer that. 1 in 60 people. For every 60 people that say they plan on starting a business, only 1 actually does it. The rest just talk about something they'll never end up doing. Most people will find excuses, saying it's not the right time or whatever reason they find, but the result is always the same. The world doesn't care about what you plan on doing. The world doesn't run on wishful thinking. No matter how many times you read The Secret, the world works on people getting things done. Talk is cheap. Instead, let your work speak for you. Number 2. An idea isn't worth anything before it yields results. An idea is worth $1 million only after it makes $1 million. Newsflash, ideas are free. Everyone has ideas, tons of them actually. They're not that special. Talk to anyone around you and they can immediately bring up 5 ideas of businesses or projects. But as we've mentioned in the previous point, since everyone has multiple ideas, there's an abundance of them. Most of them are actually good ideas, but that doesn't mean they're worth anything. Ideas are worthless unless they are paired with the right execution. Let me put it this way. A good idea with poor execution. Not only will it not yield any positive results, it'll end up consuming resources and time. Meanwhile, a mediocre idea with a great execution will become a viable business. It's very rare that good ideas and great execution meet, and they almost never happen both in the early stages. You start with a simple idea, which in time could evolve into a good one, but execution is everything. Just because an idea sounds great to you doesn't mean the world will think so as well. We recommend you find unbiased opinions. Don't listen to your friends and family because they care about you and they'll sing your praises. If you want real feedback on your idea, ask people to front you the money. You'll find out that everybody says an idea is good and they'll pay for something like that until you actually ask them to put their money where their mouth is. Don't be protective of your idea. It's not that special. It all depends on your ability to execute. Also, you don't need a revolutionary idea to get rich. You don't have to reinvent sliced bread to have a successful bakery. Facebook wasn't the first social network, and delivering food to customers is not revolutionary. You just need to execute it better than your competitors. Number 3. Nobody cares about your business more than you. And they never will, no matter how much money you throw at them. Your business is the product of your dreams, your desires, and your need to materialize something you truly believe in. You might inspire people to join your cause, but nobody will ever want this business to succeed as much as you do. This is something really important to consider in the very early stages, especially if the business has multiple founders. If you partner with other people in order to build it, every single one of these members needs to want it as bad as you do and be willing to give whatever it takes. So many times we see best friends teaming up in order to start a business, only to realize 6 months in that one of them really isn't that passionate about the idea and wants to move on to something else. Partners can be a great thing, especially if they can fill up a void in your skill set. But with every person you bring in, remember that you're slicing up the pie as well. Rarely do you see businesses started by a single founder. The upside is that you get to keep all the rewards. The downside is it's going to be a lot more exhausting than you think. No matter which way you're moving forward, think of your team as a chess set. You want as many of them to be around you when you win, but you don't refrain from sacrificing some of them if otherwise you're going to lose the game. Number 4, you don't need money to start a business. You are the business in the beginning. This is one of those things that stop people from starting out. They all think you need a ton of money to get started. This is because most people look at the final stage of the company, the part where you have a ton of employees, marketing teams, multiple products, raw materials, and registered intellectual property. That's not how businesses are started. They start with one person, you, hustling your butt off and growing as the journey progresses. You can start a business with under $100. In the description of this video, we'll link to a book that proves multiple business models all started on a shoestring budget. If you don't even have $100 to start with, get a 1-month job or add value to people in any way you can so they can pay you the small amount. What you need to understand is that in the beginning, you have a lot of time. That is your main resource. You will convert your time into money and use that money to get more resources. It's pretty straightforward if you think about it. Number 5, be ready to make sacrifices. Something most people don't realize when starting a business is the amount of work and sacrifices which are needed to turn this into a success. Most people start a business because they don't want to work for a boss. They want to be the boss. They despise having to work the 9 to 5, so they do something about it. It doesn't take long to realize that instead of working 8 hours a day, you're now working 16 hours a day, every day, including the weekends, and you can barely sleep at night because you worry so much about the future. Yes, creating a successful company leads to a way better life than you would have had otherwise, but those rewards don't come for free. The moment you start a business, it needs to become priority number 1 if you want to have a shot at success. Your social circle is gone. Your family will see you less. It will take a toll on your health, and that's just the beginning. If you're curious to learn which are the 15 sacrifices you need to make if you want to be rich, click in the top right corner. We give you a unique perspective on the issue, and don't hold back on the truth. Number 6, build smart from the beginning. If the foundation of the company is crippled, it doesn't matter how high you plan on going, it's bound to fail. This is something you should definitely consider when starting out. A smart business will check at least some of the following boxes. 1, it doesn't have a demand ceiling, which means that as you grow, you will always have customers. This used to be a problem with some small specialized shops in locked areas. If you were the only one selling blue hats to a small town, at one point, you would reach a certain ceiling where sales cannot be increased anymore. People only need one blue hat, and at some point in time, you will sell one to every person in town. No more growth. 2, every part of your business is replaceable, which means the business can survive if one of your future employees or one of your suppliers decides to leave. 3, your business can scale. You have a clear plan on how you can increase production as the demand increases. 4, there is a clear direction for the business. Both you and your employees understand what you're working toward. Number 7, people should free up your time so you can focus on your strengths. Don't be an employee in your own business. One of the most common mistakes people make is they trade their job for another one, this time in their own company. When you're starting out, you are the first employee. You need to get your hands dirty so you understand, optimize, and perfect the system. At the previous point, we talked about building a smart business, which means once you have your entire process figured out, break it into smaller interconnected systems, then find people onto which you can unload that specific part of the chain. Your employees are here to make sure that the engine is running while you're holding onto the steering wheel, getting everyone to the promised land. The founder should be in charge of innovation and business growth. Your job as the founder is to figure out ways this business can grow, so everyone who works for you gets paid. That's your job. Their job is to make sure they take care of the day-to-day, so you can focus on your job. In the early stage, you'll feel the need to micromanage everything, but this keeps you away from the most important task you have, which is growth. Every individual who moves into entrepreneurship has some traits they can use to their advantage. These are your strengths. Identify them and put them to work. Use them to get the biggest return on your time. Now we're curious, are you planning on starting a business or do you already have one? Please share some details in the comment section. We love doing these Sunday motivational videos because we craft them specifically on the things which could have the biggest impact into the lives of our community members. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you, and we'll see you back tomorrow.